Hello everyone, this is Mr. Dice speaking from his own home to you in your own homes. This is the next in our series of home learning videos based on art that everybody can have a go at. The work we're going to do today is quite simple and straightforward, but has a really good finished look to it. And it's based on repeated pattern and curved lines, which gives you something which we call op art. It's a sort of an optical illusion where things look solid from just lines that you've drawn on a flat piece of paper. So I'll show you how to do it. So we're going to start off with just, as usual, a plain piece of A4 paper. This is just paper from the printer. And we're having it in portrait form rather than landscape. So landscape would be, so you have the longer side towards the top of you. Portrait is going to be so that you have the shorter side towards the top of you. So you've got a longer sheet here. And the first thing we need to do is we're going to do lines that go from top to bottom. And we're not going to use a ruler for this because we need to make these nice and wavy. So you just need to make a line that goes from top to bottom or bottom to top. And then we're going to do another 3 lines. And we're going to make those curve in slightly different ways. One, two, three, let's do 4. We can fit 4 in there. So you can see I haven't really made a pattern out of those. All I've done is made sure that they go from top to bottom. And then I'm going to look and see if I can find a point that comes roughly, and again this doesn't really matter, halfway along. And if I find halfway, I'm just going to put a little dot there just to remind me. So here's my dot. And I'm going to take a line that goes across. And because all of this work is going to be curved lines, I'm going to make this not a straight line, I'm going to make this a curved line as well, so it curves up and down as it comes across the paper. So that's the basics of what we're going to be working on. And we're going to add some curves to each of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sections that we've got there. And we're going to use the line that we've got here. If I take this section first of all, between this first line and the corner of the paper, I'm going to follow this mark here, and so I'm going to repeat it. So this is curved upwards. So I'm just going to do, with spaces, I'm just following that curve, and I'm following it up and up and up and up and up like so. So that's given me that curve. And now I'm going to do, this time the curves I'm going to take, going up the paper, I'm curving upwards, coming down, I'm curving downwards. Once I've done one, that gives me the pattern for the other ones. They don't have to be exact, but they do need to be curved because that gives us that nice feeling that there's some movement in that shape. So I'm going to do the next one, and I'm going to curve that one up and up and up and up and up. So that we've got that shape there. And you can see it's sort of becoming 2 separate shapes, isn't it? I hope you can see that. And down here I'm going to do, sometimes I'm following the pattern that I've already done on the next one, on the one by the side of it. I'm just going to see if I can fit another one in there. So we've got 2 there, and again I'm going to start off from this line. Perhaps we'll start off at the bottom this time, and we'll go down. This is a nice wide one that we've got here. Try and keep those lines, not like I've done because I've missed it a little bit. Try and take those lines right in from one vertical line to the next one. And let's take this across and up. Somehow looks slightly better if you don't marry them up. You don't completely go from where one meets the other one on the opposite side. Now I'm going to turn that round and let you have a look at that. And I'm just very quickly going to fill in these ones here. Now I've put on these ones, I'm going in a different way. I'm going, instead of going upwards from there, I'm going a sort of a downwards curve. And here, oh, let me think what I'm doing. Concentrate, Mr. Dyers. I'm doing one like so. So the vertical lines that we've drawn really separate these shapes. I'm just going to do one last one here, following that line. It's really important that we keep these curved because those curves give us the illusion, the look of the fact that these are rounded rather than flat shapes. So I'm just going to curve these around like so. Around and round again. And there we've got our basic piece of artwork. And then of course one thing that you can do is to use, if you've got pencil crayons at home, which I'm sure a lot of you have. Let's see which this one, this is a blue one. I'm going to use, now this is interesting, I've got a board underneath mine here which I'm using, which is actually a bit of cardboard. It's corrugated cardboard. So as I'm colouring on that, you can see the little marks of the cardboard coming through. It's almost like a rubbing, and that gives us another little bit of what we call texture to our work. So I'm colouring one, missing one, colouring one, missing one, because I'm going to stick to that pattern. Miss one, colour one, and you can see, hopefully you can see the lines. If I hold that right up to the camera, you can see the little lines that the corrugated card has made. That was just an accident, but it's a rather nice accident and makes it look even nicer, I think. So I'm going to do one colour like so, and you can, just with that piece of work, you can do that one colour, or you could, so you've got blue and white coming through, and then the next ones I would, instead of putting the white there, I'd put the blue here, so the shapes in your mind's eye stay separate, like so. And of course you could, if you wanted to, use another colour. Maybe I'll use a green. Green and blue go quite well together. So I can colour it through like that. I won't do all of it for you. I'll do some later. So you've got, you can see the colours coming through there, the greens and the blue. You can see why it's called op art, because these shapes look as if they're solid shapes. Now, that should keep you going for a time. But you can also, if you want, use lines that go diagonally. So instead of taking those lines from top to bottom, you can do curved lines that go diagonally across the page, like so. And then we'll have to do the halfway line, which comes diagonally like so, the other diagonal, so we're crossing. And then if I just show you with one or two. It's exactly the same process, exactly the same way of doing it that we did before, but this time the shapes are going to go diagonally. And let's just do the one next to it. And I'm going to change those round so they're going a different way this time. They're going curving up rather than curving down. So here we're going to have to curve down. And those curved lines again will give it that solid look. And if I just quickly colour one of those for you. And again, this is working really well. This is an absolute accident. I didn't mean this to happen. And that's one of the nice things that happens when you're doing an activity. You can learn something, you can find something out that's going to make your work by accident. It could have been made it look worse really, but I think by accident this has made it look even better than I'd anticipated, than I'd thought of. So there we are. Have a go at those different activities. They're quite, as I say, op arts. They make your eyes look a little bit funny if you look at them too long, but there you are. Have fun with that, and we'll see you soon. Bye. Have fun.